Deciding on a child care provider is one of the most important choices parents will make. State laws tell licensed providers pretty much exactly how to go about their job, but we have uncovered a loophole in state law that parents say allows a local business to needlessly put kids at risk. Wisconsin child care providers fall into two licensed groups. If you've got 4 to 8 kids under age 7, it's family child care. 9 or more kids, group child care centers. The Department of Children and Families regulates providers under both. Everything from feeding guidelines, attendance, reporting injuries, and staff qualifications. DCF also conducts unannounced inspections.
You could get another write-up, you could get fined. If the violation is serious enough, you could be closed down.
The rules are different for private schools. State law says a private school just needs an educational purpose, a curriculum covering some core subjects, and a minimum number of teaching hours. Sarah Sherrod is a 20-year educator who knows the rules for both types of facilities. She once ran her own licensed daycare. In the fall, she took a director job at Three Rivers Day School in Onalaska. On day one, she says she knew something was wrong.
Teachers didn't have a plan for their day. It sort of was the children did their thing and the teachers sort of stood off to the side. The other staff also said that they had not received or filled out background check forms. I mean, that's very concerning.
She asked owner Amy Witt what rules are guiding the business.
Ultimately, the answer was, we don't have any rules.
Online, the company describes itself as a play school. It doesn't use the words daycare or childcare. It doesn't show up on any DCF childcare registry. But it is registered as a private school with the Department of Public Instruction, though Sherrod says she didn't see much schooling while she was there.
The ultimate goal was that she had children up to older elementary, like 5th grade. But besides her children, I think the oldest child was 5.
So if little schooling is being done and most of the students are infants and toddlers, why is it registered as a school and not a daycare? A look in the past could help. We discovered Witt ran a licensed in-home daycare before opening Three Rivers. DCF records show a handful of minor paperwork-related violations, but another incident took the cake.
She had told me that the high chair that my infant was in had fallen over, but that my baby didn't hit her head and wasn't hurt.
This parent asked to remain anonymous for fear of retaliation. She says 4 days after Witt said her daughter didn't hit her head, a bump appeared.
We took her to urgent care where they did a brain CT scan, which showed that she had a skull fracture. I asked Amy for more details surrounding the fall, which she blamed another child at the daycare for pulling the chair over when Amy had been putting away books.
Witt closed her in-home daycare and a year later opened Three Rivers Day School.
It was very clear that her motive was to use the loophole.
A completely legal loophole. DCF told us private schools don't have to follow any child care regulations and they can't investigate any complaints against one.
Very alarming for staff and for children because there is nobody overseeing.
We lost count of the number of former employees and parents who reached out to us anonymously with similar concerns.
This is a completely unregulated operation.
All while employee paychecks came from unconventional sources like Venmo or personal checks that often wouldn't cash for days.
That next paycheck really made the staff say that enough is enough. They also have families.
Another anonymous former employee tells us the entire staff walked out after New Year's, but business hours have not changed.
Messages incoming from parents that have concern about who their child is being dropped off with.
I think she was hoping to open up a school that could care for 80 children, bringing in a significant income increase without needing to follow the rules and regulations and paperwork of Department of Children and Families.
We reached out to state lawmakers about the loophole, but haven't heard back on any potential changes. In the meantime, parents say families need to understand just what they're getting into when they choose a provider.
Not only do your research, but step into the day-to-day function of things and observe.
I think if you have like a feeling in your stomach, like don't dismiss that.
We spoke with owner Amy Witt about the concerns. She declined an interview and only spoke off the record. We placed additional calls since then to the business, but the voicemail box is full. Again, it's important to note here, nothing the facility is accused of is illegal. We asked the Parenting Place, our local child care resource network, what parents should look out for when researching providers. They say to ask about staff education and training, daily schedules, whether there is a parent handbook outlining procedures, and to stay engaged with the provider on a regular basis.